we have continued demand for our services, of course, which is great. And we're in fact growing. As I said, falls prevention is just a new one this year. So one of the issues we're discussing is how we're going to handle this. More larger programs, more need, and small space. So we have to look at options for that. For instance, Lunch with Friends is in another location. Currently Day Away is here, but you know, how long can we handle this? So that's one of the issues.
You've got a town hall you can go to.
Yeah. I don't think so. I suggested it at the beginning, that they put a room in there for us, but it didn't seem to fit in the plan or something. I can't understand it myself.
Strange.
There's bacon over there all the time.
There's a lot of room in there.
Another, and this is a continuing issue with us, is getting our name and our services out there so that people know who we are, which seniors group we are, and what services we do. So that's an ongoing thing that we just have to keep pursuing and keep pursuing, making more people aware of us. And then, of course, I guess this is an issue probably with all organizations like us, is continual need for funding, and how we have to apply for grants and go beg for donations and that kind of thing. So those are kind of...
So shall we have a parade with placards, you know, saying,
well, there we
the
go.
lot of us?
See, you've got so many good ideas.
Shake them up.
Yeah. So those are kind of the issues. We... is there anybody who wants to ask a question or bring up an issue here? Yes.
I would assume that there are similar organizations in other communities.
Yeah.
Is that a fair assumption?
Yeah, in larger communities, usually.
Okay, to what extent do you have an opportunity to exchange information and ideas with these other organizations?
I think we have to generate that from our own, like we have to contact them, and we have, I would say maybe 2 or 3 times that I'm aware of, usually on a particular issue. Like we're thinking of, for instance, falls prevention. We will contact another group that is actually running the program to ask questions about how it ran and how did it work and that kind of thing. So generally that's our only, we contact them, ask a question. I'm sure that we probably have people contacting us occasionally and say, how does this program work for you? So, but we don't have like a group that can get together, and not that that's not a great idea, but it just, I think what it is because we're all volunteers and we're all putting in quite a lot of time. It's not something we've ever got up to that level where we can keep a constant connection, but it's a really good idea.
Yeah, I was thinking not just in terms of programs, but you know, picking their brain, so to speak, in terms of say fundraising ideas, you know, the whole gamut of things.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, somebody else may have come up with a great idea or approach or something that seems to work well that might be useful here.
Yeah, that's a great idea. In fact, we have had some interaction, more or less, it was establishing an operating thing, and how, it was when we were dealing with Interior Health, trying to get more support from them, and just asking how they managed. And some are different. The one I contacted in Kamloops, a much bigger place, is virtually just an office. They don't have any programs in their thing, but they have volunteer groups that run this program and that program and the other program, and they're just the connection. So that was a number of years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, but yeah. It's certainly something that would be valuable to pursue.
Well, you're very connected right now. You're on the internet. The whole world is watching you right now.
Oh,
this is going on to the internet. So Kamloops, I'll just send an email to Kamloops and tell them that you're on.
Look there and find out.
What we're saying has been recorded, is it?
Well, did you want to come in front here?
No, I was talking about the City Hall. I've moved it over there.
You'll give them a phone call too and say what. Okay, so anything else?
I'm thinking you've given such an informative presentation, and your work is so, and there are so very many people that I'm sure are taking advantage of it and needing it. I don't know how you get to the public, because only those that want to hear it are going to hear it.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking if you had some meetings that members could come to, it would get the word out.
Yes.
I mean, if we don't hear about these things every day, we don't.
Okay, there's kind of 2 points. And one is, you're so right, we went to the expense once. Well, we actually got help, contributors to help us put a full page ad in one of the papers. But you know, unless you need that service, you glance at it and think, oh, that's nothing to do with me. And so that's one of our problems. But one point you've made and is valuable, and kind of the reason for this meeting is getting the members involved, more involved, so that they know everything that's going on, and you know, can tell friends, neighbors, relations, that kind of thing.
Could you, like with our senior group, we're a small one, but we're very involved with each other. Maybe have a speaker come out to us, and you know, maybe that way, you know, if you a few different places spoke around, and I know in Sunnybury, Roy, word gets you on quick.
Yes, yes, and we've done that to some extent, and perhaps have to do it a whole lot more. Yes, that's a good one. Yes.
I don't know how this idea might work. I wondered if Sun Country, who run of all older or groups in town, whether just a request from them to ask how much it would cost us to put a program review like you had with the headings, and maybe 3 or 4 times a year, just to run the program, so people who come into town might look at that and say, oh, hey, we've got a program here. We don't know anything about that. Let's inquire from 832-7000.
Yeah, okay.
It might be an idea if it's not too expensive.
Yeah, well, we can look into that, but as I understand, this gentleman's going to show the world what we're doing. We might not have to pay for it.
You have 2 options: to go on the internet and to go on the local cable station. By the federal law, they are supposed to have a broadcasting station, and you've been ripped for years here by Sun Cable. I have to tell you that. I've volunteered at other cable stations in other municipalities in BC who run local programming all day long, repeatedly, over and over and over, until everybody knows exactly what's going on in the town. Seniors would just be able to turn on their local cable station, and within a day they would know about you. It would be there. But you are getting a minimalist sort of thing there. But I must say, on the other side of cable, their subscription has reduced to 68% because people can't watch TV as much, and so they don't get cable as much. But that's too bad. Cable made zillions of dollars for years, and they made it off of our generation. So it's time for them to have lots of services for the seniors.
Yeah. Okay. Another one of the issues you raised, and I believe we still are, when the welcome wagon, that do we still have that, Norwegian? Do you know, where our brochure is given to new people coming into town? So if they happen to need the service right away and see it,
The brochures for us.
Yes. Yeah. So we do have that.
And that the new welcome wagon person, she comes in and picks up those flyers. And they seem to go through quite a few, don't they, Mary?